Hello students, in the last video we have started chapter 15, that is the United Nations, in which you have learned about the world wars, formation of the United Nations, then aims of the UN, principles of the United Nations, and today we will read structure of the UN. We have already learned about the 6 major organ or bodies, and today I will explain you these these 6 organs or bodies. Let us start with the structure of the UN. The United Nations carries out its work through 6 major organs or bodies, and the organs are the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Secretariat, the Economic and Social Council, the International Court of Justice, and the Trusteeship Council. Now we will study in brief the working and responsibilities of the main organs. So first of all is the General Assembly. Here you can see the picture of a General Assembly of the UN. The General Assembly is the main organ of the UN. It meets every year. Discussions on all actions of the UN are held in the General Assembly. Every member country can put forward its ideas and opinions. Based on the discussions, decisions are taken and then executed. Members decide routine matters with a simple majority vote, that is more than half the votes. Important decisions require a 2/3 majority. However, it is not compulsory for a member nation to follow the recommendations of the General Assembly. The next one is the Security Council. The Security Council is the most powerful organ of the UN. It is responsible for maintaining international peace and for restoring peace if a war breaks out. The Council meets whenever there is a threat to peace. It may also meet if a nation has a complaint against another nation. All the member countries have to accept its decisions. The Security Council has 15 members. 5 of them have permanent seats, and these are the USA, the UK, France, Russia, and China. These permanent members have the power to veto or overrule any majority resolution. The other 10 members are elected each for 2 years. Next is Secretariat. The Secretariat is the administrative body of the United Nations. It carries out the day-to-day work of the United Nations. The Secretary General, appointed for 5 years, is the head of the Secretariat. He is the most powerful person in the United Nations. Next is Economic and Social Council. The Economic and Social Council works under the General Assembly. It looks after those programs of the UN which provide help to developing nations. It also looks after the programs related to education, health, and culture. It looks after the work of several agencies that work for the poor and the needy. Next is International Court of Justice, that is ICJ. The International Court of Justice is the principal judicial organ of the UN. It settles disputes between countries and advises member states on matters of international law. The court has 15 judges, and the judges are elected for a term of 9 years. The headquarters is at Hague in the Netherlands. Next one is the Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council was established to supervise the administration of the trust territories of the world which were not independent then. Now all of them have become independent. The Trusteeship Council is no longer functional. So these were the structure of the UN. Now we have to read about the special agencies. Much of the work of the UN is carried out by specialized agencies. They deal with food, aid, health, education, environment, and agriculture. Member countries pay for the work of these agencies. The richer a nation is, the more it pays. Let us study the aims and programs of some of these agencies. Now, first of all, we will read about UNICEF, United Nations Children's Fund. Here is the logo of UNICEF. See, the United Nations Children's Fund works for children's rights, their development, protection, and survival. This is UNICEF. Then next is UNESCO, that is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Here is the logo of UNESCO. Its aim is to motivate countries in the areas of culture, science and education. It was set up in 1946 and the UNESCO educates people about health and farming methods, spreading scientific knowledge, teacher training, and cultural exchange of students and teachers between countries. Now, I hope you have learned about World Health Organization, that is WHO. This WHO was set up in 1948. This organ of the UN aims to improve the health of people. It provides help and training for health workers to fight against diseases such as malaria, tuberculosis, and AIDS. It promotes research in health and medicine. It also provides information about outbreaks of epidemics. Now, next agency is FAO. This is Food and Agricultural Organization. Here is the logo of this FAO. It is an agency that works for removing hunger from the world. Next is International Labour Organization, that is ILO. The International Labour Organization works for promoting opportunities that help people to find work. It also takes care of the rights of people at work. Now, it was about the agencies, special agencies. Now we'll read about the achievements of the UN. The United Nations has tried to prevent tension or war between countries. It has been largely successful in its efforts. The UN has also played an important part in arms control, especially in preventing the use of nuclear weapons. The UN has been very successful in its fight against poverty, disease, and illiteracy. It has also achieved success in improving cultural cooperation among countries. Nevertheless, it could not prevent the invasion of Iraq by American-led armed forces in 2003, nor put an end to the war in Darfur, Sudan. Now the last subtopic is India's contribution to the United Nations. India is one of the founder members of the UN. It has full faith in the activities and programs of the UN. India has given full support to the UN peacekeeping efforts. Indian peacekeeping forces have been sent to different parts of the world to restore peace. India has participated in the relief operations of the UN agencies, and India has always supported the use of atomic power for peaceful purposes. So it was India's contribution to the United Nations. So here this chapter United Nations is completed. Once again you read the topics and subtopics to understand it properly, and read it once again, and your classwork is here you have to write the assessment time, that is A, B, C and D. This is your classwork. You will do this in your book itself, and afterwards I will send you the answer. First you do by yourself. Thank you.